this video, we're gonna be breaking down a recent lifestyle luxury real estate video that I shot, and specifically looking at the editing. How my editing suite is laid out, the things that I use constantly, how I structure everything, and just going shot by shot and giving you my final thoughts. So let's get into it right now. So before we go frame by frame at this video, which if you want to see the final video, it'll be at the end of this video, we're going to look at why I have everything laid out the way that I do. And if you're not a Premiere Pro user, no worries, you will still get value out of this because it's more about just the concept, not really Premiere Pro specific. So first off, just looking at the window, I have everything that I need all in this window, which is why I love this ultra wide monitor. So in most editing programs like DaVinci and Premiere and all of the other ones, you basically go by different windows for what you're doing. So, you know, they're all laid out here, but you would have like your assembly where you drop in your footage, and then your editing where you just cut things, and color grading, different tabs for everything. And that can be great if you're starting out, but for me personally, I work a lot better and a lot faster if I have everything that I need just all in one space, which again is why this ultra wide is so great for this, because you have so much screen real estate and I can see everything at once and I don't have to go to different tabs for everything. So first, let's start right here in this main corner. So this is where I'm going to be viewing everything that I'm doing on the timeline. So
such is the case for custom home builders.
We play something, I can see it, and I have it color graded, which I'll get to in a second, so I can see everything real time. Then next to it, I have my effects control, so this is where I'm doing any sort of effects to it, the color grading, things like that. Then the next spin over is where I have all of the footage, so I have drone, lifestyle listing, because we did the regular listing styled video for this property, but also the lifestyle stuff, so I have it divided up. Really easy. You can go even further and organizing everything in folders, but this is enough for me. By the way, this property, you know, this is what it looks like. This property here won a Builder Award for Best Custom Home in 2019, which is crazy. So it's definitely one of a kind, and I wanted to go all out for this, and I think we did. It's definitely like my favorite video we've done this year so far. So that's there. Then we have our lumetri scopes. So this tells me everything is properly exposed, saturation, things like that. Very handy. You can see if we go to anything, it's properly exposed. Have that there, along with the actual controls for color grading and lumetri color. Then this whole bottom section is the timeline. And so I've customized this entirely and just saved it under the Essentials panel in Premiere Pro. That way, every time I open a new project, this is how it's going to be laid out. Sometimes I tweak it, like for this video in particular, I put the program monitor here. It's usually here, and this stuff is just slid over here, but for this video's sake, it's still the exact same thing, but having all of the room down here to look at the timeline, sometimes I'll even make this bigger. So handy. So definitely recommend that in your editing software. Have as much screen real estate for your timeline so you can see everything and get to it really quick. So now jumping over to the timeline, you can see that we have a bunch of layers going on and a bunch of audio tracks. So let me quickly explain that. Right here in this first layer, we have the main edit. So it's shots of the home. And the second layer right here is either if there's shots that are overlaid. So a couple of transitions that you'll see in this video along with his talking parts. That way I just knew where they were. Normally I color code them, which is something I should have done, but I just put them on a separate layer. And then up here, this one is the adjustment layer. So if I go to any clip, say this one right here, and I turn this off, it's just the original log color, which is shot my Canon R6 Mark II and C-Log 3 Cinema Gamut, best color profile for this type of stuff in that camera. Turn it back on, it's just a Rec 709, and then under it here, I'm doing all the adjustments in lumetri color, just tweaking white balance, and there's very little things going on since I try and get everything perfect in camera. But if we turn that off, so all log stuff, and then it comes back to life, having that layer over it. Really easy as far as instead of doing this to each clip is what I found. So just a big general color grade layer, and then all the little small edits under it. And lastly, this top part is clips I didn't use. So I dragged them, some are enabled, some that I just decided not to use, but I have them there in case. That's just above, but not part of the project. And down here, we have the main audio track, and then we have his audio right here. And then all this down here is sound design. We jump to the beginning, outdoor, bird, ambiance, wind for this drone shot, that car driving by. One of the things, and I've mentioned this in other videos, I always turn the track off, especially if it's a very high-end video like this, not so much a regular real estate video, but I turn the music track off and I play the video back with no music. That way I can really see like, oh, that needs a sound there, or that would be a sound there, and then add those in. So now that I give you a general idea on how my editing suite is structured and how my timeline is looking, let's actually go clip by clip and just break down this video. And you know what's even more important and honestly makes half this video? It's the music that you use, which brings me to this video sponsor, and that's Epidemic Sound. If you've been around the channel, you know that I use Epidemic Sound for all the music on my channel, the music for our real estate videos, the sound design, everything comes from Epidemic Sound, and they have a new feature that I want to highlight called Sound Match, which makes finding music that much easier. So now you can upload a clip to Epidemic Sound. So I'm going to go and just click one of these clips, and it's going to use the AI powered Sound Match feature to populate some. So now we hit Sound Match, and we're going to get a curated list of music that fits this clip. So let's say I wanted to start here, like I can actually trim the clip. Really awesome. This track it automatically chose would work pretty well, but let's check out some of these other ones. So that is a really awesome feature. Honestly, one of the things I dread is whenever I'm just taking forever and not coming across that music track that really fits the vibe of the video. And for this one in particular, this music is just honestly makes half the video, because if I chose any other track, I feel like it just wouldn't hit like it does to me. So the fact that I used another clip and a couple other ones to land on that one that I chose just made it that much better and quicker. And I'm so glad they implemented that feature, because now I'm gonna use that all the time, upload a couple of clips, and that way I can actually preview them as I'm going through different tracks to make sure it's a good fit. So if you're interested in Epidemic Sound, you can head to the link in the description for a 30-day free trial, and I promise you won't be disappointed. Like I said, I use it for all of my business, the music on this channel, everything sound design comes from Epidemic Sound. And again, thanks so much to Epidemic Sound for sponsoring this video. Now back to it. So I never have things harshly come in. So as you can see, there is a fade coming in on all of these because I don't want it to just abruptly stop. And so the music fades in along with the sound design and the music. So I shot all of this in 4K 60 to have full flexibility. And I think even this clip itself is not real time. I love doing that because that way I have full editing control, but I think this is sped up by 200%. So it's like a little bit slower than real time. So again, just having that full flexibility to just fit the videos best. So we have the car rolling in, which I wanted to do for this video. They really wanted to highlight this gated area that's really nice. Luckily, we got to do this at sunset, which is great. You have that really nice golden hour light, followed by the next shot, which is a drone shot of the car pulling up to the home. And this is great because it follows that first clip, and then it continues with the car pulling up to the home because we're gonna go tour it. And I love this shot so much because it does so many things in the sense of showing you the home immediately at like 6 seconds in, and it's still continuing like that first part of the video. So this is a agent that I just started working with. This is actually our first shoot. So there was a bit of a pressure on this for me because it was his most high-end luxury listing. Haven't worked with this guy, and it went great. He loved everything we did. We did a full photo video package and obviously went all out for the video. And I just was blown away by the fact that he actually wrote this script. He did a great job, and it just added so much to this. And so I made it a bit of a voiceover, not so much just like an on-camera intro like other real estate videos, and I think it just stepped up the level of this video for sure. So we jump from here to then this part. Again, filming this at the best time of day. I love sun flares, just anything like that that just makes it look more unique. Obviously this courtyard is really nice, and it's where he's going to be speaking next, so it kind of transitions you into that smoothly. Real quick, back to this part, which goes with this next part I'm about to say. I do every scene, if possible, a couple of times. So I actually had a gimbal shot of this that I didn't use because I just wanted to change the perspectives from that first gated shot being a gimbal shot, then drone shot, then this courtyard shot. And with him on camera, we did it like 5 takes just because there was little things. There's a lot of movement. I was walking. Some of the takes he didn't nail it. Just have a bunch of options. Even if someone nails it the first time, I'm like, hey, that was great, but let's do it again just to be safe. Make sure we're covered in case I had maybe missed something on my end. And this was perfect because once I was in editing, he stumbled on that last line. So it was great that I had other footage to work with. So he's talking about how being a master at your craft in his industry in real estate is custom home builders. This property is like literally like a work of art. He's going along with that. So whatever he's saying, I'm basically showcasing that. And I'm not giving him too much screen time because it's not necessary. Only where it is necessary. Like obviously introducing him here, showing that he's talking, and then again later right here when he says we're gonna tour the home, but everything else is just kind of something about the video. And I always love the addition of people in videos, like, you know, actors per se, but this is his wife and then the interior designer. It was really cool that they were down for this, but really easy to do this. I've made videos on lifestyle shoots like this, but just giving them simple directions. I basically had them do this scene and just take them around the home doing things that are really unique to this property, and it worked out great because I had a variety to choose from. And everything was shot on my 15-35 2.8 RF lens except this, and the other lifestyle shots I used my Sigma 50mm lens just for a more produced, different looking type type of shot, which worked great. So again, we showcased a teaser of the kitchen, and I did the same here by not using a wide shot. This was at 35 mil, I believe, but just so you can see like, oh wow, like this is gonna be really good to check out. Just keeping the viewer engaged with what he's saying. And I love these shots. These are slider shots. You know, I'm just going left to right with my gimbal. Just makes it look really different from just all the regular gimbal shots. So again, now showing the exterior of the home again, just like the work of the masters, like he said. Like I said, it is a work of art. This is such a unique, incredible property. So just again, the fact that we had the voiceover made it so much better because we already know what shots to use in a sense. So he says, such is the case for this home we're about to tour. I thought that was a great shot to give him some more screen time, and then show another teaser where it shows the whole home, but not just giving too much away. That's why it's only there for a second, and then quickly jump to a super unique detail like the chandelier along with that brick design, just to break it up. And that's why I love using compressed tight shots for details, not just doing everything wide, because it just makes it look a lot different and more interesting. Like this next shot. So it says, God bless Texas, and I thought it was really cool as I was coming across it because this is based in Texas, and just another artsy shot of like, you know, really great design of the home. And one thing here, you're gonna see that a lot of these shots are going in the same direction. I say this a lot. Have your shots going in the same direction. You'll see in the other video once we jump to the listing part, it just makes the edit so much smoother. So right now this is going, you know, turning, panning left to right. Same thing with this. I actually reversed this clip. You can see it's reversed because I wanted to match the direction of the other one, so it just flows a lot better. And real quick, before jumping to the next part, if you're getting value out of this and you're a real estate photographer, videographer, you should really think about joining my community. It's $5 a month, and the great thing about it is you get access to a private Discord group where me and other real estate photographers, videographers chat. It's a growing community. I think we already have like 40 plus members in there, which is great because everyone's posting their work, asking questions. I've gotten value out of it. And then you also get access to a welcome digital pack of editing assets that I use constantly, like LUTs, presets, audio effects, sky replacement packs, and you get access to a behind the scenes video series that I post every month where I take you along to actual jobs and I show you a really raw, uncut video of how that shoot's going and why I'm doing the things that I'm doing, how I'm setting shots up, everything like that. So if you're interested, that will also be linked down below. Okay. Back to the video. That was the whole voiceover section. Again, it was really easy once I decided to go this route because I already knew what shots to showcase. So now he says, let's go inside. He's gonna turn around and we're gonna jump into the home. So this next part is probably my favorite and something that I do for all of my videos. So I find the impact of the song and I typically just do this speed ramp thing. You'll see right here. So I love that so much. This is not the same clip, by the way. It's like this clip ends right here where he opens the door and I said, okay, that's good. And I filmed this part earlier and then I just speed ramped through to the part that we need to see, which is like that main living area. Right on the hit is when it stops. As you can see right here, it slows down right when this music hits. So I love that. And then this next part here, and this is where I wish, again, I had a cinema camera for more dynamic range because I don't know if you can even tell, but shutters are going up at the same time, which is really cool. And then a little speed transition here. So really smooth, really seamless. All it's doing, it speeds up right here, and then along with this one to catch the tail end of it. It's really smooth along with the beat of the song. And so now it's basically like a highlight listing video of the property, but I'm going with the flow of the music and you're gonna see how the cuts speed up because now we're just like getting more energy. And again, look at the direction. Everything is going the same direction. Just looks so much more fluid. Literally from this clip, or the next couple of clips are all going the same direction. Flows so much better. Now, if one of these was going the other way and back and forth, it just doesn't flow well, and it's just kind of like distracting. Versus here, you don't even notice the cuts, you're just like going with it. So here we finally had a chance to break it up with the shot pulling just straight in. This home has two kitchens. This is the main kitchen, and then this is the second kitchen. And so I wanted to do a little lifestyle shot highlighting that. So I show this space first, and then I show a little turning on the gas stove, and there's a little sound design to support that. Nice. Then we kind of just do a little soft speed where all it's doing is just kind of speeding in the beginning and then slows down to regular speed just to get in quicker because it's a really big bedroom. And again, showing some major features about this. So the automatic shades is another thing. Primary bath. That's how I blend lifestyle shots. I always show the space and then I show some sort of lifestyle element. So obviously, if we go back to that clip, the bathtub is a huge, nice feature of this. So I had her turning it on, and these could easily be flipped vice versa, and it would totally flow. A little sound design. Look at that closet. It's ridiculous. It's probably the size of my daughter's room, if not bigger. So I ended up being able to cut some other clips and include this because, again, like, it's a big selling point. Look at this room. This is really tight. Again, a lifestyle shot of the space and then showcasing it. This is a hidden room upstairs in the game room. Pretty awesome. Another little lifestyle element of it that you can do in that room, and then jumping outside. Again, same direction. Reversed this clip because I wanted it to match that one and flow better. These are all, again, on my 50mm lens on my gimbal. It's really hard to get smooth, stable shots the more zoomed in of a focal length you use on a gimbal. Typically, I won't go more than 50. So I use my 50-35 and my 50mm prime, and that's the only two lenses I use. And I always backlight my subjects. I love doing videos at this time of the day because it looks so much better, and the fact that light is nice and it matches the feel of videos like this. If you're ever dealing with harsh light like this, just put it behind your subject and shoot towards the sun, and it's always gonna look good. So we're still keeping that direction going. Cool sun flare shot. And then this is something that I learned for this video. Check this out. Whoa! So that is like a day to night transition that I saw in a couple other real estate videographers. I'm always looking around to see what people are doing just to gather inspo, not necessarily just to straight up copy people. It's one thing to just steal ideas and another to just take inspiration. And so this was a really cool transition, especially for a home like this. And I only did it once because I could have easily overdone it and showcased that effect more times, but it would have just taken away from it. So I showed it once where it mattered most, which is this pool shot. And I could have done it better, as you can see. It doesn't perfectly line up if we go shot by shot, but you don't really notice that. You're just kind of hopefully drawn away by just looking at this crazy pool. You don't really notice it, but this is actually really easy to do. I can maybe make a more detailed video on this, but in Premiere Pro, it's a gradient wipe, and you just have the transition start at 0% to 100% through the duration of the clip while having the other one perfectly under it lined up, so you can get that really cool effect. Crazy. And so what I would do differently is you have to make sure your shots are the same each time. So when you do it during the day and at night. I didn't do this shoot in 2 different times. I hate doing like a daytime shoot and then coming back to a property to a twilight shoot. I don't do that, and I avoid it as much as I can because it's just extra driving, extra time. I'd rather start 3-ish hours or whatever time before sunset and finish with these. And so for a home like this, it took me like 5 hours to do all the photography, all the video. And so that's why I was just, able to do it in one shoot. But I wish I lined them up a little bit better. I got them the same way each time, but I'm still so happy with it. Really cool effect you can implement. So this is obviously a huge selling point. We started with a golden hour and now we're ending with nighttime, following regular chronological sequence. Another detail shot of the pool, and we're just gonna finish off the video with another shot of the home. So this shot is at like ISO 6400. It's really late, as you can see. So super happy that this shot is actually usable. And I still had my circular polarizer on like a dummy, which I had it on for the pool. I should have taken it off for this because it darkens your image. So I could have gotten this shot a little brighter, but I feel like it looks great, and especially love just how like teal blue colors came out. It was blue hour, so it just looks so good. That's the whole video. Like I said, sound design is a huge thing. I'll play the beginning without any sort of sound design and kind of muting him just so you can see the importance of it. Wind effects coming in, just matching the ambiance. So outside, now if we jump over here, same thing. I have that wind noise. They're by the pool. Then back over here, you can see how this pool effect, that water fades in and fades out. It doesn't abruptly start because it's kind of distracting. So you don't want it to be super obvious. You just want it to fill the video and just be in the background and just kind of transport your viewer as if they were actually here. So it fades in, fades out, nighttime shot. And I always used some sort of whoosh or impact effect, like for example right here, right when the music hits, there's a whoosh hit right here. Just emphasizes that a little bit more. Same thing right here, a little whoosh right here, just to emphasize the movement. And now we have that pool noise in the background because that's what we're seeing, really subtle. If I turn the music back on, it's just subtly back there. Sound design is a huge important thing. This is a really cool effect here, really subtle, but I added cricket noises or kind of nighttime ambiance once we got to that transition part, just to sell it even more, sell that effect and just the visuals even more. And all this stuff, all of the sound effects, the music I got from Epidemic Sound, that's where I get all my stuff. If you're interested, check out in the link in the description, but that's pretty much it. That is a look at how I edit a real estate video. Something else, obviously, if it's not as extravagant as like this, we won't have some of these things in here, but I really wanted to break down this video because I'm really happy with how it came out. And so it's definitely one of a kind. And I wanted to show what went into the editing. Just to give you a little bit more insight too, how I would normally start this would be just making the initial edit after I got the music from Epidemic Sound, matching stuff up. I actually did this in 2 days, so I did do it in one sitting. And the great thing about that is when I came back the next day, when I started again, I had fresh eyes and I wasn't looking at it after looking at this for 8 hours straight or something. And I immediately made some changes. And so definitely recommend taking some breaks in between or revisit it the next day, and even send it to some of your other creator friends to get some feedback. So I actually sent this to my friend Taylor Brown and I showed it to him and he thought it was great, had some really key feedback points that I think made the video better. So don't be afraid to do that, get some feedback from other people, because again, fresh eyes on your video could really help it out. So that's pretty much it. That is a wrap on this video. Leave a like if you enjoyed, comment down your thoughts, subscribe if you haven't already. I would love for you guys to be part of the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.
Every artist aspires to approach the level of the great masters in their medium. Such is the case for custom home builders, who are the true artisans in our industry. While every custom home is unique by definition, just like the works of the masters, there are those homes that can be considered masterpieces. Such is the case with the home that we're about to tour. Built by William David Custom Homes, it was given the honor of the 2019 by the Greater Houston Builders Association Prism Award for Best Custom Home Design. Let's take a look inside.